You love them, you care about them, you want them to be happy, but there's something else happening beneath the surface. Something darker. Every time they succeed, you feel a sting. Every time they smile at someone else, your chest tightens. Every time they shine, a part of you wants to dim their light. You'd never admit it out loud. But it's there. Jealousy. The silent poison that destroys from within. Today, we're going deep into the darkest corner of human emotion, and I'm going to show you why jealousy doesn't protect love. It kills it. Welcome to MindSpark Psychology, the podcast where we explore the hidden psychology behind human behavior. In today's episode, we're diving deep into the dark psychology of jealousy and envy. Let's start with something uncomfortable. Jealousy is one of the most common human emotions, yet it's also one of the most shameful. We'll openly admit to being angry, sad, even scared. But jealous? That's different. Because admitting jealousy feels like admitting weakness, like admitting you're insecure, petty, unworthy. So we hide it. We dress it up as concern, as protectiveness, as standards. But here's the truth. Jealousy doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care how good of a person you think you are. It's hardwired into your brain, and it's been there since the beginning of human evolution. Why? Because for our ancestors, jealousy was survival. If your partner strayed, you lost genetic investment. If a rival took your resources, you starved. If someone else got the position you wanted, you were left behind. So your brain developed a radar, a hypersensitive alarm system that screams, "Danger! You're about to lose something valuable." That's jealousy. And thousands of years later, that alarm is still ringing. Except now, it's not protecting you from starvation. It's destroying your relationships, your peace of mind, and your self-worth. Let me give you an example. Sarah and Michael have been together for 3 years. Sarah loves Michael. She trusts him. But every time Michael mentions a female coworker, Sarah's stomach drops. She doesn't say anything. She just watches. She checks his phone when he's in the shower. She asks casual questions that aren't casual at all. "So, how was work? Did you see her?" Michael has done nothing wrong, but Sarah can't turn off the alarm. And slowly, that alarm is poisoning everything. That's jealousy, a protector that becomes a destroyer. Now here's where most people get confused. They use jealousy and envy interchangeably, but they're not the same. And the difference is critical. Jealousy is about fear of loss. You have something, and you're afraid someone will take it from you, your partner, your status, your position. Jealousy says, "This is mine and I can't lose it." Envy is about wanting what someone else has. You don't have it, but they do, and it burns. Envy says, "Why do they get that and not me?" Here's an easy way to remember. Jealousy needs 3 people. You, the person you care about, and the threat. Envy only needs 2. You and the person who has what you want. Let me show you the difference with 2 examples. Example 1, jealousy. You're at a party with your partner. Someone attractive walks up and starts flirting with them. Your partner laughs at their jokes. You feel your blood pressure rise. That's jealousy. You're afraid of losing what you have. Example 2, envy. Your coworker gets the promotion you wanted. They're celebrating and everyone's congratulating them. You smile, you say the right things, but inside, you're burning. That's envy. They have what you want. Both emotions feel terrible, but they operate differently, and they destroy differently. Jealousy destroys relationships. It turns love into possession. It makes you controlling, suspicious, anxious. You stop trusting. You start monitoring. You turn your partner into a suspect. Envy destroys self-worth. It turns success into comparison. It makes you bitter, resentful, small. You stop celebrating others. You start resenting them. You turn their happiness into your pain. Understanding this difference is the first step to managing both. Let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain when jealousy takes over. When you perceive a threat to something you value, your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, lights up. This triggers a cascade of stress hormones. Cortisol floods your system, your heart rate increases, your focus narrows. You're in threat mode. And here's where it gets interesting. The same brain regions that activate during physical pain also activate during jealousy. That's why it doesn't just feel bad emotionally, it actually hurts. Studies using brain imaging have shown that when people imagine their partner with someone else, their anterior cingulate cortex, the part of the brain that processes pain, shows intense activity. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between a broken bone and a broken heart. But there's more. Jealousy also activates your reward centers. Why? Because your brain is trying to motivate you to act, to fight back, to protect what's yours. This creates a toxic loop. Pain motivates action. Action creates more anxiety. More anxiety creates more pain. And round you go. And if that wasn't bad enough, jealousy also impairs your prefrontal cortex, the rational thinking part of your brain. This is why jealous people do irrational things. Check phones, make accusations, create tests and traps. You're not thinking clearly. You're operating on pure emotion. And emotion, unchecked, is dangerous. Let's talk about what jealousy actually does to your behavior, because it's not just a feeling, it's a pattern, a destructive pattern. Behavior number 1, surveillance. You start monitoring. You check their phone, their messages, their location. You ask questions designed to catch them in a lie. You become a detective in your own relationship. And the irony, the more you surveil, the less you trust, because you're looking for evidence of betrayal. And when you look for something hard enough, you'll find it, even if it's not there. Behavior number 2, control. You start limiting their freedom, who they can see, where they can go, what they can wear. You tell yourself it's about respect, but it's not. It's about control, and here's what happens. The more you control, the more they pull away, because nobody wants to be in a relationship that feels like a prison. Behavior number 3, testing. You create situations to see if they'll pass. You flirt with someone else to see if they get jealous. You ignore their messages to see if they'll panic. You manufacture drama to measure their devotion. But relationships aren't tests. And when you treat them like they are, you destroy trust. Behavior number 4, comparison. You compare yourself to the threat. Are they more attractive, more successful, more interesting? And every comparison makes you feel smaller. This is where jealousy becomes self-fulfilling. You feel inadequate, so you act insecure, and insecurity pushes people away. Behavior number 5, punishment. You withdraw affection. You give the silent treatment. You make them pay for a crime they didn't commit. Because if you're in pain, they should be too. But punishment doesn't bring you closer. It builds walls. Now let's shift to envy. Because while jealousy destroys relationships, envy destroys you. Envy is one of the most corrosive emotions because it's rooted in comparison. And comparison is a rigged game. You're comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. You're comparing your struggles to their successes. You're comparing your reality to their performance. And you always lose. Here's how envy operates. You see someone with something you want, a job, a body, a relationship, a lifestyle. And instead of feeling inspired, you feel diminished. Their success becomes your failure. Their happiness becomes your inadequacy. Their light makes your darkness darker. And the worst part? Envy doesn't motivate you to improve. It motivates you to tear them down. Psychologists call this schadenfreude, pleasure at someone else's misfortune. When the person you envy fails, you feel a twisted sense of relief, not because you gained anything, but because they lost something. Think about that. You're taking pleasure in their pain, not because it helps you, but because misery loves company. This is why envy is so toxic. It doesn't just hurt them, it corrupts you. We need to talk about the elephant in the room, social media. If envy is a fire, social media is gasoline. Every time you scroll, you're exposed to curated perfection. Everyone's vacation looks better than yours. Everyone's relationship looks happier. Everyone's career looks more successful. And your brain, which evolved in small tribes where you knew everyone's reality, can't process this. It treats every post as real, every image as truth, so you're constantly comparing yourself to hundreds, thousands of people, and you're losing every single comparison. Studies have shown a direct correlation between social media use and feelings of envy and inadequacy. The more time you spend scrolling, the worse you feel about your own life. And here's the trap. When you feel bad, you post something to make yourself feel better. You curate your own highlight reel. You create your own illusion of perfection. And now, you're not just consuming envy, you're producing it. You're making other people feel the same inadequacy you're trying to escape. It's a cycle, and it's killing our collective mental health. So how do you escape? How do you break free from jealousy and envy? Let me give you a framework. Step number 1, acknowledge it. Stop pretending you don't feel jealous or envious. You do. We all do. Admitting it doesn't make you weak. Denying it makes you dangerous. Name the emotion. Say it out loud. I'm feeling jealous. I'm feeling envious. When you name it, you take away its power. Step number 2, separate the emotion from the action. Feeling jealous is human. Acting on jealousy is a choice. You can feel the sting and not check their phone. You can feel the envy and not leave a passive-aggressive comment. You can feel the pain and not create drama. Emotions are visitors. You don't have to let them drive the car. Step number 3, ask yourself what's really underneath. Jealousy is often masking deeper fears. Fear of abandonment, fear of inadequacy, fear of being unlovable. What are you actually afraid of? Once you identify the real fear, you can address it. And usually, the fear is about you, not them. Step number 4, shift from scarcity to abundance. Jealousy and envy operate on scarcity thinking. If they have it, I can't have it. If they win, I lose. But most things in life aren't zero-sum. Their success doesn't erase your potential. Their happiness doesn't steal yours. Practice abundance thinking. There's enough success for everyone. Their win doesn't mean my loss. Step number 5, celebrate instead of compare. This is the hardest one. When someone you know succeeds, genuinely celebrate them. Not fake celebration, real celebration. Because here's the secret. When you celebrate others, you train your brain to see success as accessible, not exclusive. And when success feels accessible, envy loses its grip. Let me tell you what jealousy and envy really are. They're not evil. They're not proof you're a bad person. They're alarms. Ancient alarms that kept your ancestors alive. But in the modern world, those alarms are broken. They're ringing at the wrong times, for the wrong reasons, creating the wrong responses. You can't turn off the alarm, but you can learn not to panic every time it rings. You can feel the jealousy and still choose trust. You can feel the envy and still choose gratitude. You can feel the sting and still choose love. Because at the end of the day, jealousy and envy are asking the same question. Am I enough? And the answer isn't found in controlling others or comparing yourself. The answer is found in knowing, deeply knowing, that your worth isn't conditional. You are enough, not because you're perfect, not because you have everything, but because worth isn't earned. It's inherent. And when you believe that, really believe that, jealousy and envy lose their power. This has been MindSpark Psychology. Thank you for sitting with me in the uncomfortable places today. That takes courage. Take care of yourself. And remember, you don't have to win every comparison to be worthy of love.